Hello, welcome back to the Big Green Wall versus Little C, and it's been a little bit of a break since we spoke to you last time, so we're going to cover what's happened to me over the last year and why we've had a little bit of a break. And there's over to you. What else are we talking about?
Yeah, and then you wanted to mention some of the fundraising
Yes.
things that you've been doing.
Yeah, and I'm raising money, ongoing, always raising money for Macmillan. So yeah, I'd like to cover a little bit about that as well. So right, it was my anniversary last month, and it's this week. This week a year ago, I started taking my chemotherapy.
So it's the anniversary of your
Da-ding.
diagnosis.
Yes, and here I am, a bit fatter, but healthier than what I was, to be fair.
Yeah, so we covered some of it in your very first interview podcast that we did, like as an intro. But do you want to go through?
Yeah, can do. What happened from being poorly, or
what's happened in the last year?
Right. Okay. So just to for those, just to recap, in the June 2022, I suffered from a little bit of fatigue. Sat at my desk in the office and fell asleep, getting very, very tired quickly. Had no idea what was going on, and then decided to take myself and go and get a bit of an MOT. Mm-hmm. So it was a Sunday morning. Didn't want to waste anyone's time. Come over here into Northampton and went into the A&E, and then I went up the road to a white building. I can't remember what it was, but a doctor, pretty much, she devoted her time to me and said that while you're here, we'll go through the whole process. So clearly I don't look like I'm ill. So yeah, she went from doing my bloods and then x-rays and bits and bobs, and said originally that it was something to do with respiratory and my diet, and to look at myself for the first month. But then I still continued to have the pain, and the pain really was no more than a broken rib. So I felt like I'd hurt my rib, but it wasn't. It was then, obviously the diagnosis was that it was metastatic cancer, stage 4B, and it was, the primary spot was in my lung, and then it's my liver and my pelvis, in my spine, in my blood, my abdomen, pretty much everywhere. Mm-hmm. So that's when I was introduced to Dr. Masood and the team, and there were 7 professional doctors, and then I had to wait for my markers to come back, which was horrendous because it was such a long period of time. And then when the markers came back and they then got me, and it was August the 16th I was diagnosed, but it was September the 10th when I sat down, and then it was at the end of October when I started my chemotherapy. So here I am, a year down the line, and all I'll say is that the chemotherapy, I do believe that it has kept the cancer at bay. What I've got is rare. It's not curable. Basically, they've given me the oral chemotherapy to keep it at bay and basically stop it from spreading and developing, but now, up until now, touch wood, it's done its job. I am beginning now to feel the wear of the cancer. Mm-hmm. But it won't get the best of me. I'm still fighting it off. But I do realise now that I can't do as much as what I was doing in February, March, maybe April this year. I can't walk to the shop now. I can't do any more than 25-30 metres without having pains, and my legs and that's ridiculous. And I'll walk around the house when I'm on the phone. I'll walk around the house on the phone to get my energy levels up or to keep me exercise. It's just basically wear and tear now. Mm-hmm. But obviously, if I was just to sit and just watch telly and do nothing, then no, I'll be dysfunctional. I think I'd lose the will. Mm-hmm. But I'm only awake really like this for about 6 hours a day. This is the best of me. I'll go out at lunchtime. I'll meet up and have there's a couple of other people I've met with cancer now, and we almost get together and have it as like it's just letting off steam about what a bad day they've had.
Does it help talking to somebody
No.
who knows?
Yeah, well, yeah, it does.
What
But it's me that's influencing them. It's all. I mean, there's a gentleman out there. He won't mind me saying. He's literally been diagnosed and didn't have a clue. And he's an elderly gentleman, but he couldn't understand why he would fall asleep. He couldn't understand why he'd fall over. He couldn't understand why having just one pint of Guinness and then he'd feel really rough. He couldn't understand. And then he was diagnosed. But it was me. Obviously, I could see almost. I could see what happened to him through what I was going through last year. I've got him his benefits. I've got him on the benefit system. I helped him out. He didn't have a clue about any of that. He's got a DS 500, whereas I've got the DS 15. But he's now in a better place, and it is, yeah, we do get together and it does help. I've been over to Cynthia Spencer and met with the guys over there, and I'm going to work closer to them because I feel now it's time for me to go over and maybe just get involved with people in the same state as me. I mean, I'm not Superman, but at the same time, yes, it is. I do feel it is nice to talk to people. It is. You have to talk. You can't just sit. You can't just think about it. You have to. It is nice to. I don't moan. It's almost like what I say. I try and keep positive. I've got people that are closer to me now than what I've been for years, and if they hear me on a dip, then they'll just take the mickey out of me, and you know what I mean. They know what's good and what's bad and how to flick my switch, if you like. So there's the people are out there really supportive. So I've got past the how are yous. People know how I am, and now I'm doing my podcast and bits and bobs. I'd sort of try and keep on time with and keep people in the same sort of, so they know where I'm at. But yeah, it is a big difference. It's a massive difference, and it is. And even getting here today was like the rain, the chore, and it's just horrible. I've not experienced this because last year I was wrapped up in a bed, and so yeah, it's a little bit different this year. But I won't. It's not going to stop me getting out and stop me doing things. Sort of get on with it.
Which leads us on to the fundraising that you're doing.
Yes, for those of you that may have seen it or not, but Britney Spears is out there and she dances with knives. She dances to a theme of music with hardly any clothes on whatsoever. There's chihuahuas in the background, and basically she's there's a song on and she's dedicating it to Shakira. I've turned around and said that I am trying to raise £5,000, and if I get to that £5,000, then I will emulate that video at my own risk of embarrassment.
So you're not going to use real knives?
No, I've got samurai swords. I've got my wig. I've got it all. I've got everything. Obviously, I've got the figure. I'll have a couple of tattoos put on.
What about the dog, the chihuahua?
I will get them. You know what I mean?
So the idea is that you'll film it for sponsors, or
no, I'm going to do it. So there's a GoFundMe page, and basically on the GoFundMe page you can go onto it, and it's for as little as £1. I mean, to be fair, anything is something, and because it's you're such an amazing charity, and you've done so much for me, so it's my little way of look. If it's £100, it's £100. If it's 5,000, I'll be delighted. But I have set the bar at 5,000, and that's what I'm going to do. There is a short clip, there is a short video, and I'm sure that we can perhaps show that. We'll have to have a word with the producer, shan't we? And we'll get it put on. But there is another thing as well. So, right, on my podcast, which is Combating Cancer the G Way, I've got all of these little men. Now, I started off with one because the story was, it was about me protecting him, but because I wasn't really confident to begin with, I've used the Mandalorian for the Star Wars fans out there, and the Mandalorian looks after him. So I've actually done it as though it's me and I'm being looked after, but it's all about him. So I've raised money through charity before, and it was backed by Bucks Fizz and a few other celebrities, and it went really well, and that was for a charity down in Lowestoft. But this one's for you guys. Now he's green, and I've got 35 of these. Nine of them are numbered from 1 to 9, and the game that I've got is basically my business card has been blown up to as big as that picture behind us. They've got 9 squares on it. There's 9 of these numbered 1 to 9 on the bottom, and basically people pay to try and get a 2 and an 8 or a 6 and a 4, and if it makes 10, then they go away with one of these little chaps. So I've got 35 of them. So I'm hoping to raise money for you guys by doing this game and getting lots of selfies with people that win these taken away.
So how will they be able to? So you've got a web.
No, right. So basically, I'm just doing it. I'm going to manually do it, and I'm going to be down with and all these as well for our Big Green Wall versus Little C. All these collection buckets are ready to go. So there's 2 dates. It's going to be the 23rd and 24th of November, and it's at the Raven Hotel in Corby.
Okay.
One of them is a afternoon tea for the ladies. Oh, I suppose it's for families. I suppose. So I'm going to be sat in there on that day, the whole of the day. There's a quiz evening that I'm going to be going to, and also as well, Bip, who Mr. Bip Weatherall had. He got the all clear from throat cancer. He's the owner, and basically he's just brought a book out. So I'm going to go to his signing, and we're doing it again on the signing of his book. So I've got 3 days to try and get as much money in these buckets as I possibly can for you guys. And then obviously I've got the GoFundMe page for the Shakira dance that we'll get that sorted out. But yeah, I'm going to go for it. I said I would, and I'm a man of my word.
Can't we on our?
Yeah, we can do it. I'll send out the link, and yeah, I'm sure the producer.
Yes.
We'll come up with it. Yes, we'll do it all. But it's physically out there. It's already because as soon as I did the podcast with there have been people that have donated already. So thank you very much for those guys that have done it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to raising money for the charity. To be honest, and hopefully I'll be about to do the dance. And I'm not practicing. Well, I am practicing.
Are you doing it live?
Yeah, damn right. Oh yeah, got to do it live. None of this rehearsal stuff. Obviously, I've got to rehearse my spins. I've already tried the spin a couple of times. There's only one place that I end up, like Tyson Fury. Oh, sorry, Tyson, you done it as well. I spin out on the third round. You know what I mean? But hey ho. Okay. But right, and there is a reason why I've not been in touch. I know that you guys were busy, but am I okay to mention about the? Right, the last time we got together, I was experiencing, and this is going back to the serious side of it again now. I was experiencing constipation, and wow, it was dreadful, really bad stomach cramps, knocking me for 6. Fatigue was horrendous. We had no idea what was going on. I had to go to my own doctor, and they carried out his individual tests. I spent no end of days over here, and in fact lots of nights. They gave me a laxative challenge, which was 4 laxatives and a jug of water, and I just laughed. And when the doctor came in, I took another jug. So I literally had 2 jugs with 4 in each. So I'd done 8 laxatives, and still nothing happened. She administered the
suppository.
Yep, that's the that's the one. And then again, within the hour, I done another one. I ended up doing 3, and nothing happened. So then the X-ray showed that I got a top block. So above where my liver, and obviously having cancer in my liver, it was quite a bad area to have it. But I've got a top block right at the top, so it can't be got by going down or up. So what they had to do was shift it, and I was given medication that didn't agree with me. But I ended up going for nearly 30 days. In fact, I got over 30 days without going to the toilet, which is horrendous. And then I actually passed, and the way that I went was because I had reflexology, and to be fair, the reflexology, and fair play to anyone out there, if you've never had it, it's a brilliant experience, and the foot is a map of your body, and for those that are professionally trained, and hat off to them, because it was a brilliant treatment, but they can actually feel part of your foot, and I actually felt it in my bowel, in my colon, everything.
Well, while
they were doing it, and it was massaging, massaging the problem, and it worked. So to be fair, also as well. So right, I do believe there's a place called the Lighthouse, and the Lighthouse, the girls over there, they. Or ladies, sorry, they offer free treatments for reflexology. So if there's anyone out there that's suffering the top block, or you're having similar problems to what I had before or now, then the Lighthouse team, will give you a complimentary treatment, and it really does work. It helps me.
So where did you have the reflexology? In the hospital or at home?
I had it at home. I knew that the foot was an important part of the body, but I didn't really. I was sidewinded, and it's one of those things I wasn't really interested in. To be fair, I took it for granted it was just a business, but to actually physically go through and have it and to have the experience, yeah, it worked. So yeah, really, and it proper shifted and it got the ball rolling. So after all of that time of medication and everything else, it was a natural remedy that moved me on. So now I try and have that at least once a week, and I still take the medication, and it's an ongoing thing now. It's just that the bowel hasn't got a lubrication inside it, and this just a massage allows it. It is pretty incredible experience, and yeah, it definitely worked. So, but it's there's nothing worse, because constipation makes you feel bloated, makes you feel filthy, makes you feel lethargic, makes you sluggish and horrible. And if you've been used to sort of functioning every day like I was, and then on top of the cancer having this, so that all the tests they did all the tests for bowel cancer, which was quite scary, but it was good news to come back and hear that. Thank goodness there's one area of my body that hasn't got it.
Yeah, we talked about bowels and constipation and poo last time, didn't we? Because you were just starting to feel, I know the message was, and I remember you saying, you know, if you suffer from constipation, just let a healthcare professional know.
Yeah.
You know what your normal
Absolutely.
is, and if it's different, let a healthcare professional know, and never leave it longer than 3 days.
No.
And then, bless you went on from when we last met to go through days of under
over 30
supervision.
days, and it was and I did. I mean, it was a struggle, and it's hard work, and it was horrible. And there was a podcast that I put out. There's a scene, there was a clip, and it was quite funny. It was like my relief for it. It wasn't quite like how it was on the podcast, but it's nice to know that I can manage it now. But there you go. So yeah, but I do. I mean, I've got it. It's an ongoing thing. I've just had to. I literally, where I was regular, now I just have to put up with maybe 2 or 3 days, and then after that, then there's a problem. But I am on medication again now, trying something different. It's just frustrating on top of what I've already got.
Yeah, constipation's underrated, isn't it? The effects of it.
Yeah. Oh, and do you know what? Another thing, prunes. Don't. Oh God, I couldn't think. A whole kilo of prawns, everybody. No, prunes. I know it's an old wives' tale, but prunes definitely work. That's a challenge in itself. A whole can of prunes, wow. But just add them to your diet.
Does fluid help as well? Drinking lots of water.
Anyone that's got cancer is told to drink lots of fluid anyway. But yes, it does. And then if you're on Laxo, see, the thing is, I was on Laxo as well, but my body got immune to that. So they had to take me off the Laxo, and that's always water and all. Lots of water. Just keep hydrated. Always keep hydrated. But yeah, it's just but definitely any problems down under, then you have to pick up the phone and hello, you are caller number 67, but it's worth the wait. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it must. You know, if somebody's suffering from constipation, they must.
You can't
seek medical advice, and like you say, then maybe with guidance from the GP or your doctor, try something like reflexology, because it sounds like it was really effective.
Well, what people don't realise either, statistically, straining can cause internal bleeding, tears, rips, ruptures, and it could lead to obviously the ultimate, and you don't want. So that's another reason why. But they also turn around as well, and this to pass wind. Look, we're all human and we all do it, and we know there's a time and a place. But they also say as well that it's actually quite healthy to do that, because it meant you're functioning. It's when you sit tight, keep on it, that's when you have the problem. And the biggest problem is if your bowel is ruptured in any shape or form, then that's when you poison your body. And so anything, if you've got to go, then you have to go. Don't be embarrassed about it, just get on with it and do it. But
we all do it, like you say.
I'm past that stage, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's it, yeah. But but yeah, we're that's why we had the break. But here I am. But as I said, it's just part of the cause now.
But like you say, you're doing things to keep on top now. So you're on different medication, and
Yeah.
you're having regular reflexology as a.
Yeah, it's once a week. If I could have it more, I would do. It doesn't necessarily have to be when you're. It doesn't necessarily have to have it when you're blocked. You need to. It's almost like it's a stimulant. If you can, it's just to keep that bowel functioning, and by rubbing those parts on your left and right feet and the areas that, and it really does. You physically feel it working. But yeah, whether you're blocked or not, I think yeah, that would be a good. I would definitely recommend reflexology.
Yeah, because you can use reflexology for other things, can't you? I know for like pain, headache.
Oh crikey, yeah. And to be fair, you can on the hands as well, but on the feet, all the toes are different parts of you. In fact, your foot is a whole map of your complete body, all your organs, everything. Look, hat off to them. It's something that I've really been ignorant towards. I should never have been ignorant towards it, but now learning about how professional that is and what it does, and I mean, how can a human just sit and touch your foot but make you feel like you want to go for a wee or no, it's mad, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's
It works.
it definitely works. Yeah, yeah, it definitely works. Recommend that.
So in the last year then, what have been your low points?
Well, low points has obviously been diagnosed for, but again, I don't know. It hasn't really. I've been bothered. I've never been bothered about me. I've been bothered about everybody else. I've always thought of how sad it would be for them people, but not me. So that's not. I think that's another reason by staying positive. Low points. I just think not being able to do. Not being normal, not being able to go out and walk a dog, not being able to like do anything. You can't prolong. I can't go out. I can't really go on holiday. It'd be great. My brother's out in Gran Canaria at the moment. It's like 27, 28 degrees. It's that all year round. It'd be lovely to go out there. But the thing is though, I've then got to go to the airport. I've then got to sit sitting in the buggy. They've got disabled. I'll sit in a wheelchair. That doesn't bother me. But when I get out there, I'm going to be a burden to him purely to the fact that him and his wife have both got cars, which is a transport. But to get anywhere, I've got to rely on a car. I struggle with a car because the pain is unbelievable. I don't really want to be junking out on morphine all the time I'm there. And plus the fact as well, when I get there, then I've got to take a day off to get over the travel. And then, I don't know, it's just, I think if I was going away, it'd have to be for a length of time. But then if I was to take Paulie while I was out there, so yeah, really I think the restriction of being grounded, you know, there's plenty of places in the UK, if I want to go away, I'm going to have I did it, I went, I was up in, oh crikey, I can't remember the name of the place now, Shakespeare's town, Stratford-on-Avon, and went away, and it was nice to have a weekend in Stratford-on-Avon because I was able to pick the hotel. It was only a walk from all the amenities and the cinema and the theatre, and then literally and the restaurants, and I was back, and it was great but it's managing what you do, whereas one time a day you just jump in a car and off you go, you know what I mean? But I just can't do that now. That would be my lows, I think.
Okay.
But other than that, do you know what? And without sounding, I try not to have lows.
So, what have been your highlights of the year? What have you experienced or you've done that you wouldn't necessarily have done 18 months ago?
Well, I don't really know. There isn't any, I don't think. Because I've pretty much. Do you know what? I've done so much. And there's nothing. Look. I'd love to have gone down the Route 66. I'd love to have done all that. I'd love to have gone down on a Harley Davidson and one of those great big Jeeps open. You know what I mean? I'd split it all down. I can't do any of that, but I don't dwell. I don't. Just because I can't, I won't. I suppose I've learned a lot more about me because it's all about health. and it's all about other people, and it's all about listening to. And do you know what? If there's anything I've taken from it, life's not that bad. I mean, we've all got bills to pay. We've all got food to put in the house. We all have to do something to actually work to bring that money in. If you've got a partner, you're going to have your ups and downs and your fallouts. But see, when you get diagnosed with an illness, then it's almost like why would you fall out? What was the point? There's not worth, nothing seems, all the little bickery things that you used to fall out over, it's like now that you shouldn't have to worry about like stuff like that. You should just get on with it and be positive and live every day as it is and look forward to the next, instead of moaning about. Too many people moan too quickly, and to be diagnosed and then have this, you don't often hear me moaning. Not now, where I suppose I was a moaning little so-and-so, you know what I mean? Well, I haven't ever been that bad. I can still have a laugh and a joke, and at the end of the day I've got a sense of humour that takes me to the next day. I've met quite a lot of people, nice people, but the thing is though, they were just ordinary people, that people I wouldn't have normally met, I don't suppose, had I not had cancer. Well, I wouldn't have met you guys, I wouldn't have met, I didn't know about Macmillan. You see Macmillan, you hear about Macmillan, but you only hear it because an elderly person or someone had cancer and someone's mentioned Macmillan. You don't really, until the reality drops, until you've had, I mean, I've always said that you guys are like angels, because I mean, everyone's so caring, but all you do is want to keep us comfortable, which is amazing. But there's people out there that need to, I mean, you guys need the recognition, and again, that's why I'm doing my bit, you know, doing my duty.
No, it's been a good time to be able to sort of, you know, like you wanted to reflect on the year, and I'm sure that will help other people, and that's the thing about this podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
And why you've wanted to do it, it's being able to reach out to other people.
Oh, absolutely.
In a similar position.
Yeah.
Who will get what you're saying and understand it, or watch it, and what you're saying may validate what they've been thinking, feeling.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the thing is as well, Macmillan, that people don't realise, it doesn't just stop here. The book doesn't stop here at Northampton General. You've got obviously the helpline, the financial, the people that do all your. I mean, to be fair, being told you can't work anymore, then you've got nothing coming in. If you haven't got any savings, then you rely on either critical illness cover, if they award it. Or benefits, and to be fair, crikey, benefits and being disabled and being a vulnerable person and all of that, that's a massive hit. But if you don't get involved with Macmillan, then you won't know about that. But the thing is though, it seems to be that now people are getting it at such a young age, and I think the more that we can do to raise awareness of it, that people know that Macmillan are there to help people, that people can actually and physically talk, because if you don't talk about it, then it leads to mental health, and when you start getting mental health issues, it leads to other things that none of us want to avoid all of that. So I'd actually say that reach out, definitely reach out, and the reason why I'm doing this is to push to make people aware, and to reach out, and to live for the next day, to be honest. But I enjoy doing it, to be fair. But ultimately it's got one outcome. I'm still here, so it doesn't matter. Hopefully I'll still be here this time next year. But I'll change my clothes then.
Oh no, thank you again, as always, Garry, for another interesting podcast. And we'll do another one in November.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Are we
Yes.
November now?
Oh no, November 1st, but it would be nice because I'd like to reflect on obviously how the fundraiser went.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe. But this is I brought this in for you and the team.
Oh, thank you.
So you
We're
can
going to keep him in the centre.
Yeah, good. So that'll be a good luck charm, because there was another good luck charm before we started recording, and the producer moved the camera, and then it bounced. We had a little bit of it bounced, and what was going to be the good luck, it bounced and broke an ear off. But can I just mention before we go, a little birdie tells me that you're up for an award, is that right?
Yes, yeah, we are. Yes, we've been nominated for an award, a Macmillan National Award.
Oh wow.
So that happens in Glasgow next week, and a couple of our team are going up to Glasgow, and the winner will be announced on the night.
Fantastic.
So
Wow.
it's an award to recognise all the health and well-being
Oh, superb.
that we provide
Well, I'm sure that, well, good luck for me and everyone else who's watching. But wow, I thought, now I heard about it and I thought, no, brilliant, congratulations. Well, let's hope you come back with a little trophy then.
Fingers crossed.
A little trophy and a big smile.
Yeah.
No, good. Best of luck with that.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for
Baby G.
And we've got one-eared Baby G as well.
I know I have a telephone number for that. We'll get it sorted.
Thank you.
Right, thank you. Bye-bye for now.